Well, first of all, Adam, thank you very much for sitting down with me. I appreciate you making the time. This place is beautiful. Congratulations on this new surgery center. Tell me a little bit about where the vision for this came from.
I'd say this is really 47 years in the making. CARTI started as an independent, nonprofit, non-physician owned, non-outside managed entity, and we've enjoyed being able to be agile over time as we've evolved, paying attention to what patients are asking for and what they want. And in all that time, we've never had on-site surgery, even though we've really tried to follow our mission and expand to other areas. So we spent the last several years paying attention to really trying to provide accessible and trusted cancer care where patients live, making it more accessible in Arkansas than ever before. And we didn't have surgery in that mix. And so as patients now have been asking about it more than ever with our expanded access, our surgeons working with our leadership team, said, why not? And so we started to lean into that and here we are.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about this facility. 57,000 square feet, which is very large for a surgery center pretty much anywhere in the country, much less in Arkansas. What are the capabilities of this surgery center?
We're really, really happy with this space. It turned out to be a phenomenal space. The 57,000 square feet, it didn't start out that big. It started out more, I think, 35,000 square feet. And as we got into it and looked at the potential opportunity for treating patients, we just said, I don't think this is going to be big enough. And so our board was incredible during that process that represents the community that we serve. And we tried to follow looking at technology, the latest and greatest opportunities for treatment that are available. And we looked at what is really possible in this kind of setting now. Non-hospital setting, but not your typical day surgery center setting. And being able to have capabilities like robotic surgery, being able to support that with multiple opportunities for cancer and what we say touches cancer type surgeries, and then with extended stay capabilities for a night, made for a setting we believe is like no other. And it's what makes us so excited about it.
Tell me a little bit about the technology and how that's changed, because cutting edge technology in medicine is, a daily evolution.
It is.
It has a price tag associated to it, but it also has outcomes that are associated with it as well.
Yeah.
So you obviously are going to have some cutting edge, state of the art stuff here. How does that help you fight cancer in a better way? And how do you gear for what comes after your stuff is outdated in 2 years when the next latest, greatest thing comes out?
Well, first of all, we built this for the future. There are opportunities that exist within these walls that we haven't even seen yet. Some of the robotic technology that we have, combined with the capabilities we have after a patient has had their surgery, the way that care is paid for, reimbursement, the way our whole insurance system is set up today federally, as that continues to evolve, as care overall, looking at this nationwide, needs to continue to evolve and look at more efficient ways to deliver that care. How can care be provided with the same potential outcome or even better, because it's a shorter stay and you want to be able to get out of a care environment, be able to go back home, but doing so in a cost-efficient setting, one that's cheaper for insurance, cheaper on the individual. That is available now. It feels risky to step out into it, but with how care has been evolving and being able to treat diagnoses that typically were always done in a traditional hospital setting, and now being able to do that here, we believe that this was the time to lean into that. So to answer your question, we don't believe this is just set up for today. We believe that this facility is going to continue to be relevant in the years to come as care continues to evolve.
I don't have to tell you, as a CEO, this was obviously, you're taking a risk opening a surgery center, because it's got to be profitable. Or I guess it needs to not lose money. You're a nonprofit. So
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
When you did that kind of risk assessment, what was the tipping point for you? What made you say this is the right move for us to make now? What helped your board get to that point?
2.5 years ago, as we presented this, we had taken a couple of field trips and we went northeast. Actually, got to give credit to Memorial Sloan Cancer Center in New York City, which is always ranked in one of the top 1 or 2 in the nation, them and MD Anderson. They had a concept for an extended stay surgery center that seemed to make sense more for us than any other type of surgery care environment. This is Arkansas though, and so we knew from a look, a feel, a setting, we wanted to take some of those elements and present those to our board. And we felt really strongly with our leadership at CARTI, working with our physicians, that this was the model that made sense for us. And again, this is 2.5 years ago, so now. But seeing, I think, from a board standpoint and from a community standpoint, how patients had been responding to some of the other projects that we've had, setting up community cancer centers close to patients, we've just continued to grow. We've thankfully seen more and more patients and families trusting us through taking technology, through taking care that maybe could only be provided before in one particular setting, and saying, now this is available in Conway, this is available in Russellville, this is available in El Dorado or Pine Bluff or North Little Rock like it hasn't been before. It was, I think, thankfully, not as much of a hard decision to say, okay, now we want to do this with surgery.
Yeah. You mentioned those other locations there. You guys have been on a growth and expansion spurt for the last several years. What's been driving that? What's made that business model feasible, and what's made you guys be willing to make those investments in really quite some smaller communities around the state of Arkansas?
Everybody talks about access in healthcare, and when it comes to cancer care, a lot of patients, a lot of families are willing to drive, to drain their bank account if necessary to be able to get to the right kind of care environment. And I think that's where, when we looked at our mission, it really hit close to home for us. And we even continued to evolve our mission statement a few years ago and said, it's now to make trusted cancer care accessible for every patient we serve through compassion, innovation, and purpose. And to make that care not just available, because again, access, we know everyone talks about in healthcare and it is a problem, but make it trusted and accessible care. We needed to lean into that. Again, as a nonprofit, we operate on a thin margin like a lot of people do in healthcare, but if we can be really wise with how we do this and put all those resources, make them available, one front desk, one cancer center where patients can walk in and have multiple providers available, everything a patient family may need on that care journey, and have that right there, we felt like we were going to be on to something special. And every time we opened up a new cancer center, patients responded, and we continued to grow, and we continued to take care of more and more patients, and ultimately see patients that were now in an earlier stage of their cancer diagnosis, stage 1 or stage 2, not traditionally what is a problem in Arkansas, stage 3 or stage 4. So we can actually impact it in a real way. So that's been our heartbeat and the why behind why we've done what we've done.
Some of your competitors in the cancer environment, the cancer universe here in Arkansas, we see some partnerships, we see some unique kind of collaborations. Is that on CARTI's radar as well? Is that something that we're just going to see more of in healthcare in general, particularly in cancer healthcare?
Perhaps the aggressive spirit that we've had, and at this point, setting out and providing care that's more decentralized, and the way that we've done it has been a little bit disruptive. And in any kind of business, and certainly in healthcare, when that happens, there's going to be responses to that. Ultimately, if there's more of an environment in Arkansas where patients have options and an option to be able to get care, that's a good thing. Yeah. So that's okay, by us. We've not paid as much attention to that. We're cognizant of it, certainly, but we've more thought, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
with what we have. What do we need to do with our mission? What do we need to do with our resources? And ultimately just let the chips fall after that.
You and I have walked through parts of this facility here. It's beautiful, number one. It's fascinating technology, number two. At the center of all that, though, are people that are capable of operating that technology and providing that cancer care that you guys have as your mission. Where are you guys in terms of workforce right now? Is it a struggle to find the types of workers that you need? Are we putting out as a state the level of workforce that's needed to meet the demand that you guys are seeing?
I believe Arkansas has phenomenal resources right here in the state. And so we obviously always want to hire from Arkansas first. And a lot of our team members, both physicians and non-physician team members, and we've got nearly 1,000 now, have come from Arkansas, been born in Arkansas, or physicians that have gone off and trained and then want to come back to Arkansas. But we also have team members who have come from other areas around the U.S. and are inspired by what's going on here and what we're trying to do as a team, and what we're trying to be a force for transformation in healthcare. So we're obviously happy to talk to other people that want to now be Arkansans and want to be part of this journey with us.
I feel like I should end every interview that I do with you with this philosophical question. Are we winning the war on cancer?
It's not as much of a win-loss in our minds. It's, are we part of a transformation? Are we scared to take steps out there that maybe haven't been done before? And that's what's important to me. That's what's important to us as an organization. You know, were we fearful to step out and not be willing to change something that we've always done? I think history shows over time if people were willing to do that. And I hope that that's said of us. Are we seeing that more patients are being diagnosed in Arkansas and the mortality number is staying the same? We're seeing that. That feels good to us. Not that there's that much cancer out there, but that hopefully we're getting to people faster.
You're identifying that the cancer that you know is out there is actually being treated, is what you're saying. So
yes, we hope so. And we know that there's people that are walking around in this state and beyond who have cancer and don't realize it. And so we want to be able to see people more. We want to be able to be a force for change there.
I teased you that was my last question. I'm going to throw one more out there. You still got some space on this campus here for more things. I mean, you've got the main center, you got the surgery center now. What might we just keep our eye on for potential other growth opportunities for CARTI?
I think we've got some ideas. It's yet to be completely determined because we're paying attention again to how patients are responding. This is going to open next week, and we've gone through an accreditation process, and we were thankful to pass with flying colors. We've seen in other communities how patients have responded. So I would tell you that we've got room to continue to grow. We know there's opportunity not in Little Rock. And so we're just continuing to pay attention to that and respond appropriately and lean into that. And we're happy to be here.
I'm just going to watch and see, I think is my answer.
We'll talk again.
Thank you, Adam.
All
I
right.
appreciate you making time for us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Rob.